Hey everybody, welcome to the DBS Films Podcast. It's just me and you, so that means there's a DBS production update. Today is July 29th, and the big update is our DBS workshops are now live. If you're part of the first workshops, I definitely appreciate it. Even if you just watched it later, appreciate that as well too. But we had our very first workshop, which was hosted by Tegan, Cause and Effects Makeup, for the special effects workshop. And then I hosted my first workshop, which was the Intro to Acting workshop that was on Thursday. So really, I wanted to take some time to go ahead and discuss those workshops as I see them being a very, very big part of DBS. But as always, take a look at our DBS Discord online because we make movies for our fans with our fans. And Horror in the Forest will be out soon or something like that. I don't know. Come on, Jeff, push the button. But when that does come out, launch team, I know you're ready. I know you're going to give us a rent and a review because that means the world to us. So back to these workshops. I really do see these being a very big part of DBS. So I really want to take the majority of this episode to just kind of highlight our thoughts and concept. We think that with the level of production that we have when it comes to how many movies that we make, we have very unique insights into a lot of aspects of filmmaking. I usually comb as much information as I can, like how to be a filmmaker, how to do screenwriting, all this stuff. And there are a lot of online courses, and there is a massive film school system that costs tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars at times. And if you look at all those people that typically teach it, either they've had one or two ventures in filmmaking, or maybe they've done like a few movies at best, but really you don't see anyone that's consistently producing. And more importantly, you don't see a very clear path from these film schools to actually working on set. I think that can be the unique thing of DBS is that we will literally have people who are consistently working on movies being the instructors. And on top of that, if you do and have success in the workshops in the sense of following the instructions of what we're doing, showing your growth, showing your talent, well, then that is a very clear path for us to hire you for our sets and to be part of our cast and crew. So I think that is the unique equation that DBS has. And I think we can really look at scaling that and also looking at monetizing it as a way to support our Discord and support the people who are making these hosts. And more importantly, be able to cast more people in our movie, because that's really the biggest thing. As our budgets increase, that just means more opportunities for everyone. Now, I do want to go ahead and caveat, we are not near the monetization level yet. We are basically exploring these things. And also, I do want to stress that at least in the first level, we will definitely 100% have this as a free perk of being a super fan, and it is absolutely free to be a super fan. So I don't want people to think, oh man, Kellen's going to take these workshops and right away put a paywall up and everything. If you are actively working in supporting us and supporting our movies, these workshops will always be free for you. What's going to happen though is you're probably going to get more and more benefits. We're going to have more of a system in place. And really, to me, the end goal would be empowering the people who do well in these workshops to get on set quicker. And I'm going to highlight Cause and Effects. I'm going to highlight Tatum because they did the challenges. I'm going to highlight Dan. Dan did the challenges as well too. Hayden did the challenges. Chris did the challenges. So basically, everyone on our sets have been doing the challenges. And we just see the workshops as being a guided version of the challenges, so that when you do work with us, you already have a background in this. So that's really kind of the mindset that we have there, is if we can go ahead and develop these workshops to be beneficial for the community and to be beneficial in the sense that we can monetize them to really provide value and provide these opportunities to be on set, that's kind of the end goal. Like, for instance, what I want to do eventually with the Filmmaker Challenge is if you win the filmmaking workshops, like you do the workshops, we will select one person to have them make their movie. So that's going to be something really, really cool. Screenwriting, we're going to have someone make their script. So throughout all the workshops, the way the workshops for filmmaking and screenwriting are going to really be focused is cultivating your idea. And if your idea is something that, again, you're following all of our instructions, you understand the indie concept that we have, well, by the end of those workshops, that's going to be a film that we can make. So I think that's going to be something really, really unique and really, really interesting. Again, that is in the future. Just enjoy these workshops. Give us the feedback. Let us know what you think. All of those things are super important. But again, do not worry about any kind of paywall coming anytime soon. We're really kind of testing the waters on this. But as DBS scales, as DBS grows, I can see this providing a lot of opportunity for a lot of people to have the abilities to be creative and to have the abilities to try these creativities on set with us. And again, the bigger DBS grows, the quicker we grow, the more opportunities we can provide. So do your workshops. I'm very excited about them. I think they were great. Loving the feedback already that we're getting. So we have next week, we have the screenwriter workshop and we have the filmmaking workshop. I will say the filmmaking workshop and the screenwriting workshop are going to have a pretty similar assignment, but this goes back to my main point is if you want to be a filmmaker, you should really be a screenwriter as well too. You should really be an actor as well too. Special effects is kind of way too tricky. So that's the one that I'm like, hey, you should hire out on that. And I'll even mention about it. But we'll probably do editing workshops as well too. Not too many editors, honestly, at this level. So I'm going to kind of wait off on that one. But it is something that, again, we can do workshops for all of these things. We can make it super interactive, all of that jazz. So I'm excited for that. Be sure to do your workshops. Other than that, we're still super, super, super stoked on how well our principal shooting went, or our pickups went. So pickups were very successful. We now have the Bigfoot project ready to go. We have a cold grave ready to go when it comes to the footage. Might have to do 1 or 2 pickups here and there just for that little final cherry on top. That's usually just like 1 or 2 cuts that we need to kind of make a scene flow smoother, but I really don't expect much shooting. That being said, we got the dates locked in. September, we're looking at Girl in Cabin 14. So that means we're going to have the audition process fairly soon, probably in like a week or so, 2 weeks. You'll have an update on the auditions. It is actually a very unique opportunity for us in the sense that with all of the actors on strike and us not being part of the AMTPT, which they're striking against, we might be able to source some very unique opportunities of talent. So we are still going to have some auditions in the Discord, but we're already kind of thinking, hey, there could be a possibility here. Now, one thing I always want to stress and mention, my friends, is as we continue to grow and as we continue to develop, we will have the ability to make more movies, which means more opportunities. Right now, we've casted over 35 people from our Discord community to be in our movies. And the thing is once we hit this massive critical mass, I can put 35 people in one movie. So it really is the case that as we continue to scale and grow, but we are kind of at a point where we've spent a lot of money making movies, but we haven't really gotten that money back because of how delayed the movie process is. For instance, when Horror in the Forest comes out, it's going to take us a good 6 months before we get the first paycheck. Then we got to wait another, 3 months for Roger File plus 6 months. So that's 9 months for that. Then we got to go ahead and wait for Bigfoot, so on and so forth. But at this point next year, we'll have all of those movies having cash flow for us. So it'll be much easier for us to ramp up. So again, I'm always going to be fully transparent on where we were at and how this is the process and the mission that we want to do. But like any business, you have limitations when it comes to expenses and things like that. So that's kind of a little heads up on basically our process for that. But again, the Bigfoot project was such a massive success. It's really shown us that we do want to continue to lean very heavy into this model of making movies for our fans with our fans. And eventually we will be making so many movies that we are casting hundreds of fans each year. And with these workshops, we're not only casting people, we're cultivating the talent for these movies. So that's why, to me, it is a win-win-win. So be sure to go ahead, do your workshops, do your challenges, join our Discord, have a great time. But until then, have a good one, my friends.